Hello everyone. This is my 17th update since the arrival of COVID-19, and I've been talking to you about how New Zealand is handling the progress through the various levels and the impact on our recovery in this country. And we're still at level 1 since June the 8th. Now, for those of you who do not know me, I'm June Ranson. I'm based in Wellington region, it's the capital city of New Zealand, and operate throughout New Zealand with a global outreach. I'm a licensed immigration advisor, approved and licensed by the New Zealand government, specialising in all types of New Zealand immigration apart from refugee law. I update, and I'm talking to you, New Zealand employers, migrants in New Zealand, and those of you who are sadly trapped offshore. Now, I'm actually listening to your questions, and many of you have been asking about coming to New Zealand as international students. Unfortunately, look, there's been no change in the government thinking of allowing you in, as our borders are still closed, and indications that have been given, this is not going to change this year. Now, what our government is actually doing is spending 51 million New Zealand dollars attempting to keep the providers of the international education alive in preparation for your return. Now, our schools, universities, and other institutions need and want you. But while our border is closed, it's not going to happen. So the money provided by the government will be used to keep on the specialist staff who are both in teaching and providing the pastoral care and support for you. I know many of you separated from your families or trapped offshore or not knowing your future in New Zealand are really stressing. We are in unprecedented times, which is really tough. But look, I ask you to take care of yourself. You must deal with the stress. Look, I'd like you to be eating healthy, exercise, get plenty of sleep, talk with positive people about how you're feeling, and remember, drugs and alcohol do not help. Look, everyday things are changing, and we have our government general elections in September. So we've just got to be optimistic and just look ahead. Don't give up hope. Now, the continuing saga of the employers who are what they're facing when trying to get the key skilled people into New Zealand through the other critical worker pathway. Look, it's obvious that the list that's been established by the government and immigration doesn't take into account private business. In fact, there is no consideration for private business. The emphasis is all on government projects. Now, a large New Zealand export company, for example, senior executive or chief executive officers on temporary work visas trapped offshore, they can't get back into New Zealand to run their operations. And there's been no consideration given to the corporate governance overlay, because we've got many international companies in this country. So we ask, how is the government taking into account the corporate governance and foreign ownership dimension of the business, when they're determining the requirements of the immigration instructions? For an example, an employee of such an entity could be very critical and be a specialist in relation to that organisation from one of the corporate governance perspective. And the offshore parents company, controlling shareholder, want, as a matter of critical importance, to be able to appoint their senior executive to the New Zealand subsidiary. And such appointments generally occur at the discretion of the offshore parent company. And in many instances, they're the senior executives from that parent company. So the question has been asked, and it's so difficult to see how this is workable with the current instructions. So watch the space. We're investigating. Investors, entrepreneurs, there are great opportunities and a way to make an impression on the economic recovery of this country. We do need you. So look, do consider us. Let me know how I can help. We at Woburn International are a great team of knowledgeable, skilled people with high values. So do talk to us about what you would like to achieve with considering emigrating to this country, and we will assess your prospects at no charge. So until next week, keep safe and healthy, and thank you for listening.